I'm here, Auckland, New Zealand, visiting Wettie Store. Let's go in, guys.
Hello there.
The Wettie guy, Darren.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you after a long time.
Yeah, thank you for flying all this way, down to our corner of the world.
Thank you for inviting me in New Zealand, of course, in your Wettie store, and of course for the World Spearfishing Freshwater Championship that we have the other day.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, Darren, now we are in your huge Wettie store. You have a bunch of equipment, all kind of. How the Wettie story begin?
Well, as a competitive spearfisherman, anytime I went away overseas to Europe and places like that, people would ask me to bring them equipment back because we didn't have any proper spearfishing suppliers in New Zealand. And when you went into some of the local stores, for instance, all their masks were in plastic packages with a snorkel, and you would buy it and you would go away spearfishing and you wouldn't know whether the mask would fit you or not. So I wanted to create a business that had lots of masks, say. So when my customers come in, we go, okay, your type of face, you'll fit this mask here. Rather than this is a good price or this looks nice, we go and we fit a customer out, like completely custom fit them. So I wanted to create a business with very good service, with very good staff, rather than, we call it a box store here, where you walk in and they don't have staff that are good at spearfishing. It's just like, there it is, there's the price. You decide whether you want to buy it. Here, we want to fit people out properly and make sure that when they get to their dive destination, what they've bought is the correct piece of equipment.
So I know even from Europe that you are making your own spear guns, you have your own design of the wetsuits.
Everything, yes.
And of course the buoys that you are swimming in.
Yeah, so come on, I'll show you those. So in New Zealand, we have a big shark problem here, believe it or not. So I created the first float boat that was ever made that won't sink. So this is full buoyancy. So you can see it's all roto-molded. So that's full of air. So you can fill this thing full of fish, you can lie on it and force it underwater and it won't sink. It will support your body weight. And of course the sharks don't know where your fish are. And the other thing is, when you're swimming big distances very fast, it's better to tow something like this than fish on a float that are a big drag. This, you hardly feel you're towing it behind you. And of course, it's good for boats to see. It's a good safety device. It's got good handles to hold on to if you're in trouble. There's lots of things that make this really good. And I've gone on to make 3 other sizes in it. So we offer 4 sizes, multiple colors, and it's all New Zealand made and it's all New Zealand designed by myself or my son.
And yes, you told me that your son is...
So I have 3 children in the business. My daughter started with me when she left school. She's now 35, 36. She's our marketing IT girl. Then I've got Jackson, who's my middle boy. He's current New Zealand spearfishing champion. He's been 4 times New Zealand champion. He's a very, very good diver. He does most of the design now with one of our staff who's got a 3D printer, and we design everything that way. And then I've got my youngest son, Griffin, who runs our warehouse. We have a big warehouse down the road with multiple staff, forklifts, racking, where all our online orders and our wholesale orders go out of.
So you are do this also outside?
We do business right around the world, yeah. And look, we're a small business growing fast.
That's excellent. And what about your wetsuit?
So come on down. So we do multiple colors, multiple styles of wetsuit. The one thing I found when I was selling European suits, they were a little bit short in the torso for New Zealanders. New Zealanders are quite long in the torso. Plenty of people are long in the arm, but Kiwis tended to be longer in the torso. So I redesigned all the suits that we sell to fit New Zealand bodies, but it appears we've sort of discovered something in the worldwide market too, and we've got more and more people from around the world seeking our suits because they fit them better. And we do a very basic style right through to we do a commercial style. And we're very strong with the commercial suits here in New Zealand. We've designed our own knee pad that we call a scale knee pad, and we designed it off the scales of a fish. It comes with a scupper for males, and we do one for females as well. I have 2 staff that are full-time on sewing machines altering and repairing wetsuits. So if you come in and you've only got one arm, we can chop the arm off the wetsuit and we can put a bit of Kevlar on it, so it's got a little Kevlar stump. We can do a one-legged wetsuit, we can extend somewhere. We're really flexible in what we can do in my business.
So comparing to I was watching this wetsuit before, comparing to most the wet Europe, you also have a entrance here on elbow for the knife.
Yes, yeah. Well, we do knives on the arm, knives on the leg, and all our suits that you buy, we give you a knife with the wetsuit to fit that pocket. It's part of what we do.
Excellent. And then
and we do a massive female range of wetsuits too, which nobody really does, because the females are a very big part of our business now. In New Zealand, there's a lot of people getting back into hunter and gathering and catching food for their family, and it tends to be led by the females in New Zealand. So it's a great thing. We've got so many women coming into the sport.
And they have their own design of the wetsuit.
Correct. So that's your men's suit, and then we come into the women's suit right around here. So, we do a nice female cut. So we try and do a cut to fit all shapes and sizes. And like our biggest men's suit, we can fit somebody that walks in the store that's 200 kilos. We have a suit they can take off the rack that will fit. We don't have to custom make. And we can fit little children in wetsuits down to about 8 years old. We can fit a proper 2-piece spearfishing suit for them. If they don't want that, we have a full children's range, which they can have in the same camouflage as their dad or their mum. And we do a little hooded vest to go with it. So they're warm, so they have 6 mil over their core. So it's very flexible. I use the very best neoprene. This is Yamamoto 39 that I use in children's suit. It's expensive, but it means the children are warm and comfortable. So if they're warm and comfortable when they're children, I hope when they're an adult, they'll keep buying my brand. So we don't make a lot of money out of the wetsuits for children, but I do it from a point of view of making a customer for life.
So the children in New Zealand starts early?
Yeah, so our smallest suit is about a size 2. So they start them very young here, diving.
With their father or with the mother?
Yes, yeah.
And then you say Yamamoto 39, what other?
So we do another neoprene out of Japan, which we're one of the very lucky customers a customer of theirs. I won't say what it is or where it is, but it's a very high-end neoprene, and we put it in our signature suit. It's more durable, it's warmer, it's softer, it's just better all around. And we've launched a range of what we call our signature suits in it, and we're growing that range as well.
So, and then mostly in Europe, it's like people using Yamamoto 55, Daiwabo, whatever. You have a period.
We sure do, and it's proving to be very, very successful. It's a beautiful neoprene to wear, yeah. But we're the only country outside of Japan that can get it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's taken 7 years for it to happen.
So then you need to have a wetsuit to have that.
To be able to get our signature neoprene, yeah, correct, yeah.
And what about the fin? You're also doing your own.
Yeah, so, we do our own in 2 cases. So we work with C4, with that company. They make beautiful gear. So obviously New Zealand, the volume is not huge, so it's very hard. But C4, we sell the C4 product in New Zealand because it's such good product. But as well as that, we do our own Wettie branded stuff that C4 make for us. So this is a new composite fin that C4 make for us. It's unbelievably good. It's soft, very easy to swim with. The foot pocket is one of the lightest foot pockets in the world. So that, we've gone away from the days of the big heavy fins into a very light, very pliable fin. And of course, we stock the C4 range. We stock another fin made in Taiwan for us, and other fins made throughout Taiwan and China and things as well. So we sell several thousand fins a year, and we're growing. We're going bigger and bigger. We also do a full composite range of fins from Divar. He is the master of building composite blades in the world as well, in Australia. Correct. And we do a New Zealand-made composite blade as well. Extremely strong, 3-year warranty. We sell many, many, many of these. and a huge range of foot pockets that these blades can go into. But Dive R sets the standard in composite blades for high performance deep diving and things like that. So this is all Dive R. And he does beautiful patterns.
Yeah, and some of them are photos, some of them are the drawings.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, now come on through. I'll show you our spear. Well, something else I'm proud of here is our glove. We supply a lot of commercial divers that commercially harvest sea urchins. So very hard on your hands. So we've come up with a commercial glove. So the orange is for safety. So if they're in trouble, they can put their hand up. The orange can be seen from a long way away. But we also latex the thumb and forefinger in the high wear areas, and we latex all the stitching. Now this is not done with a machine, this is done with a paintbrush. So this is labor intensive, 3 times with a paintbrush. These are the best gloves in New Zealand that you can get, and we sell these all around the world. Very soft, pliable, but Kevlar, latex, thumb and...
So we are speaking about the big float for taking the fish and everything, but you also produce the small ones.
Yeah. Now one of the things with floats, if you have a flag on it, you have to have a weight on the bottom. Otherwise the float will blow over, tip over in the water like this all the time. So we used to produce floats with a big lead weight attached to the bottom. It was heavy in your bag. If you're traveling overseas, it's no good. I thought this idea is no good. I've got to create a float that floods with water in the bottom chamber. So the water becomes your ballast to keep your float upright. So when you take it out of the water, all the water runs out. The float is again nice and light and easy to use. We also designed a much better system for a flag. So, you know, you don't want a flag you've got to pull off, take off and things. So we designed a flag. This stays open all the time, but when you get it back and you want it to go in your bag, folds down. So we make this here in New Zealand. We own the mold for that. So it's a very good system. And there is the flood chamber there, fills full of water. So you put it in the water, let it fill up, and away you go. It stays upright. Pull it out, water drains out. First of its kind that I've ever seen. But it was my design I had in my head. I got some milk bottles and glued them together and made the initial design to get it going.
Colors?
Yeah, again, all colours. We're a bit light. We even do pink. We do pink floats, pink float boats. Pink is very popular for us.
Why is that?
Because we designed it for women, but as many men buy it as women. Because guys like pink colour, and sometimes they go, I want pink, then my friend won't take it.
So the pink one is very popular.
Yeah, I mean, look at the pink guns. We do so many pink guns. So many. Very, very popular.
Except the normal spear gun, you are also making the roller ones.
Yeah, so we import a lot of roller heads and we sell a lot of roller head guns. But one thing we find with new divers is they really struggle to restring an open head on a roller. So we designed the first ever that we know of, an enclosed roller head, again made right here in New Zealand. So it's very simple, gun in, line around the front, down like a standard gun. Very simple, works really well. We still sell the open roller muzzle as well that we import, and we're designing a new open roller muzzle that will be made here in New Zealand as well as this.
So what is the roller spear guns mostly popular, or the
I would say our business would be 30% rollers, 70% standard. It depends on you as a person. The only roller gun I personally use is 2 very small ones that I hunt, things like snappers in very dirty water. I need a powerful gun, but not very long. I find when I use a roller gun for general diving, shooting kingfish and open water species, I find it very hard to move through the water because it's a lot bulkier than your standard gun. And I'm a fan of getting closer to your fish and placing the shot better than being able to shoot a fish from a very long distance and maybe you can't hit it exactly where you want because it's so far away. It's Lake Taupo and we have catfish only in there. It's full of trout, but it's illegal to shoot trout. So a gentleman in New Zealand called Bob Rosemcgee created what's called the catfish cull many years ago. And because they want the catfish out of the lake, they're a pest. But at that event, we get the most competitors out of any spearfishing event in New Zealand. And we've had up to 350 odd competitors and we shot 3,500 catfish for the day. It's very popular. So I started taking divers to America to compete in their local events there. And my very good friend Mike Maguire in America, him and I decided to create an event called the World Freshwater Champ, where we target freshwater pest species. So the first event was held in Las Vegas. The second event was held here in Lake Taupo in 2019. And the circuit's come back and it's our turn again here in 2026 to host the event again.
So catfish is invasive in the
Correct.
lake?
Yes.
And of course, you have all the support from
The locals are right behind us. They love it because they want to get rid of the catfish. They compete with food and things with the trout, and they're a general menace. So they love us coming down and killing them. So we've just had our local event, and the numbers were right down. We only got 670 odd for the day with about 100 odd, 120 competitors. So still there were some good catches. The top 4 pairs got between 50 and 60 catfish for 6 hours diving. So you shoot a lot of fish still. It's still good fun. The world event, I'm expecting similar sort of numbers from the top guys, maybe 50 or 60 a day.
So you will compete also?
Yes, so now that I'm an old man over 60, I compete in the Masters division, yes.
But old men over 60 won the nationals also?
Yes, yeah, I've just won the over 60s in the nationals, and my son Jackson won the open event, and his partner, his wife Sophie, she won the women's event. So we had a clean sweep. So, you know, I like to pride myself in the business. Is if you walk in here, you're talking to somebody that can walk the talk. I'm not just a salesman. My staff aren't just salespeople. One thing, when you go to all these spearfishing events, you get so many t-shirts and jackets and you can't wear them all, and sometimes they get a bit old. Do you throw them away or do you turn them into something like this so you have a memory? So recently I've just got these done of jackets and shirts and things from different events. Of course it's not all of them, but I'm capturing history and I can sit here and stare at them and remember those adventures.
I see you have some interesting new t-shirt. And I know it's connected with your recent activities in the Parliament.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have to have commercial fishing to feed the mass, but there's methods of commercial fishing which are quite wasteful, and bottom trawling is one. And recently I came across a whole lot of dead fish all over the surface that had been thrown away from a trawler. They were undersized and fish they can't bring in. So it was just wasted, it was thrown away. So I started to speak up against bottom trawling, and we shouldn't do it. It's not the way of the future. The waste, we can't afford the waste anymore. There's not enough fish in the ocean. The Minister of Fisheries in Parliament called me just a weekend spearfisherman when I spoke out about it. And this is what he's calling me now in Parliament. So I've become famous for the saying, I'm just a weekend spearfisherman. Whereas in one of my recent posts, as I told him, I've been spearfishing for 55 years and I've seen the decline in fish numbers and I've seen the waste a few times. And I've worked as a commercial fisherman on boat. So I understand it better than what he does. He's never had his head underwater from what I'm aware. So I'm selling these shirts to go to the fight to stop bottom trawling. Not stop commercial fishing, but stop wasteful fishing.
So you have and the community is growing now, the fight is growing.
There is so many people got behind me. I'm getting so many private messages of people that want me to join forces with their local tribe or their local group or whatever it is and push this through and get that minister removed from Parliament if he doesn't stand up for recreational fishermen and doesn't stand up for the good of the ocean. He's standing up for money and commercial fishing and making money, but he's not looking long term on what's right for the ocean and leaving some fish for our children, because at the end of the day we are borrowing these fish from our children.